Oh, hi, Phil. Before I forget, good live stream on August 22nd, 2026. Worth your time if you're curious to hear what he has to say. Also on Rumble. But it's Phil Godlewski 2.0. Well, hello everyone. I'm Gordon with Unlock Your Bioenergy. Today is Monday, August 24th, 2026. Episode number 359. And it's day number 493 wearing the incredible X39. 26 days are left to 50, meaning my 50th birthday. And today's workout's going to be a 9-minute high-intensity interval training session and then pull day exercises. And then I will talk about Paulina Ember. And it's a post that I told her I was going to feature in today's live stream episode. And I'm going to share my thoughts about that as well. So, are you ready? Move It Monday. Let's get this heart rate monitor set up. It's the only metric I use. And only during this time when I do what I'm going to do. So, got a wristband here, one on the left, one on the right. I'm taking this guy, the X49, one on the left and one is on the right. And if you listen closely, you can hear the sound of glory. Do you hear it? Not that. That's Elon. And before I forget, turn on the speakers. There's one. There's the second. So that tempo you saw, that was the tempo I skipped on Saturday. And it was pretty aggressive. Today I'm going to do one. So for today's high intensity, what I'm going to do is double unders and skipping at a pace of 145. So I'm going to go double unders 8 and then 4, or 8 double unders and then 8 alternate step and then 8 double unders and then 8 alternate steps at the pace of 145. So and that will be when the screen turns green. On here you'll see a 9-minute high intensity. So here you see when the screen goes green, the big number is 005. When it goes green, then it means double unders and alternate steps. So just skipping for 30 seconds and then just a regular pace after that and then double unders and then, okay? So that's going to be today's session. So that's the topic for after the fact. I'm going to set the heart rate monitor. It should be reading. That's good. And then once the 9 minutes are up, then I will pause or I'll stop the timer just to look at what the average heart rate is of today's session, because that's something that I'm starting to pay attention to. And before I begin, make sure I have the cleanest and most absorbable and before I forget, I'm going to adjust this here. I have this message that's here. Title. Unlock Your Bioenergy. Yes. I'm just going to call this With the Best, because essentially it is, in my opinion. And just going to do that. Yes, power your DNA. so hopefully it's the same. Yeah, okay, well, give or take. All right. Are you ready to begin? That's got it. So, grab your favorite rope. Mine is the Buddy Lee beaded rope. I'm just going to move these bottles out of the way because you're going to need to fill. And turn on the metronome so you can hear that. And let's begin. So what I'm going to do is match this tempo. But when the 30 seconds comes, the green, then I'm going to add the double unders and 8 alternate steps. So you'll see momentarily what it's going to be like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. So whatever pace you are comfortable with during the low intensity portion of this high intensity interval training session is what you do. Ready? Here we go again. Eight. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8. Already getting the high numbers. I haven't seen this in a while. Here we go again. Seven, 8. Ready? Here we go again. Two, 3. So I'm keeping my breath, my breathing rate controlled. Thus, forcing my heart rate to go up, which is what I want. I want to practice it, strengthen the heart. So we're halfway there. Ready? All right. during today's session, you can see I hit 200. And that has a lot to do with holding my breath. Largely because I was focusing on consistency, but also mind-muscle coordination, connection. And because of that, I essentially stopped breathing. And there's only so much that I can sustain with that heart rate. I still breathe, but very slowly. And so you could see how my heart rate was going up and down, up and down. And that has lots to do with the amount of oxygen that's in my blood. Because when blood is 94% water, when that oxygen gets depleted, then you have oxidation inside the body. And that's when your cardiovascular system is going to have to pick up the slack, pick up the pace. Even though I drank almost a full cup of deuterium depleted water with a hydrogen bond angle of 114 degrees. So if there's one thing you cannot hear, basically when I'm skipping, is my breathing rate. Okay. So I'm going to set the metronome back down to 60 beats per minute. But before I do that, I'm going to stop the timer here. Let's have a look at my cardio session. So today's date, August 24th, 2026, starting time at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Average heart rate was 150, and maximum I hit today was 203. So there you go. I am as real as a heart attack. I've said it before, and I will say it again over and over and over again, because when you unlock your bioenergy with the best, guess what happens? You feel the zest and life inside your body. All right. So let's have a look at heart rate. So I didn't hit max effort for heart rate, which is my heart rate zone of, or heart rate range of 209 to 221. So I can get up there. But today it didn't happen. So I spent 2 minutes and 5 seconds at that heart rate of zone of 187 to 208. So you can see here, 187 to 208, total time 2 minutes and 5 seconds today. And when I look at the actual heart rate here, so you can see peak and then a recovery. Okay, I'm going to switch here. Change this color. So here's a recovery, right? I'm going to go that one right there. Okay, so recovery there. And then obviously another recovery, another one, another big one here, and then another one. So, and then the last 2 minutes here after I started breathing more because I couldn't sustain that high, the heart, the the tempo of every 30 seconds and maintaining that, that pace of double unders with the alternate steps. So you can see how my heart rate the average goes up and it comes back down. And so it's interesting results to see how today's session of the high intensity interval training session went. Okay, next up is pull exercises. So I'm going to switch this back on so we can keep track of my heart rate and see what it does when I'm actually pulling. And I'm going to set the metronome. I'm going to turn that back on. And today's session is pull, so I'm going to put bands here on the wall to mimic a I'm going to go black bands today. Because I want to really try to focus on the fatigue aspect. Or you know what? Yeah, I'll do black bands today. I'm going to stick with that. And the straps. Okay, first one here. And with these bands, so the idea is to try to stay in the area of fatigue as long as possible. So hitting failure and staying within that movement of failure as long as possible. So basically forcing the muscle to do the work. And today it's lats. Oh, I just realized I have to plug it in. Alright, so with the vibration plate, I'm going to set it kind of off center to the wall because I want to sit on the amplitude portion, and I'm going to attach the straps to my elbows. So there's tension here and I'm leaning towards, so the bands, there's no slack. And let's begin. Okay, come on. Breathe. There we go. All right. So the idea is to mimic as if I am pulling myself up on a bar. And the vibration is going to activate those lats while you hold the tension isometrically. So, say if you want to practice your iron cross, you want to get stronger. It's very similar to your a pull-up. You see the difference here? Iron cross, pull-up. So if your goal is to be able to do an iron cross, this is a very good exercise to practice that. Develop the strength. And when you hold it like this, those lats, they don't get any rest. I can feel the tension is building, the failure is building. I'm just staying within that, not letting off the gas pedal, so to speak. And now explosives. Pause, explode, explode, again, hold isometrically now. Moving slowly through the entire range. Allowing the... Okay. The next exercise variation is going to be the dips. So I'm going to switch to moving the vibration plate closer to the wall. And I'm just grabbing here my trusty towel because I'm going to kneel on this and I just don't want to slide because I'm starting to sweat and it's hot. Although I probably should already be sweating because of the high intensity of the session that I did. But so with the dips, I'm going to grab the bands. So there's tension here at this session and now and again. So I'm using a little bit lighter weight this week as opposed to last week. And the idea is to be able to stay within the range of movement and not let off. So essentially, stick with it. So that's the goal today. Sometimes you can do heavier weight, less reps, but with this variation you use less weight but more reps to get the same result of the exercise. But this way here, I'm really starting to feel the lower pectoral now, which is what I want. And I don't want to break. Hold isometrically. Explode. Part of me wants to give up, but I'm not. Oh, I'm just realizing I'm doing pectoral. My bad. That's a push, not pull. That's okay. So I'm going to switch to doing, this should have been actually a chin-up, which that's what I'm going to switch to now. And I guess I'm doing extra dips tomorrow. And I know what I'm going to do, black bands. Because it did feel good. Alright. Alright. So, chin-ups now. So the idea is to have the bands anchored on the elbows, and it forces the lats to do the work. So you can have your hands just free like how I have mine, and you hold the band in place so it doesn't slide either direction. You can move your elbows closer together. isometrically. Explode. Again. Again. And again now. 2. Again. Again. Explode. Follow the metronome. Hold it isometrically now, halfway. Hold it. Keep holding. Keep holding. Let the weight pull you. If you can't hold it isometrically, keep holding. Okay, explode. Explode again. Again. All right. Next is elbow smashes. And so this is an exercise that I've done in the past, but it's been a while since I've done it. So I'm going to reduce the resistance a little bit because this one here is going to focus kind of like if you're a swimmer, you're going to swim like this and you're going to involve the lats, but kind of, you know, those muscles that are involved in propelling yourself forward. So this is what I call elbow smashes, essentially. And this is where I'm going to take the vibration plate and put it away from the wall because I want to have resistance on that part of the body that's going to smash. So essentially like this here, and smash it like this. Smash the elbows down. You want to keep your torso stiff like a pencil. Okay? Like this here. And just move through the movement. So the tension bands are pulling on that part. So this kind of involves a little bit of the upper chest. But the idea is to work that area of the body. And I can feel it now. It's been a while since I've done this exercise. So you want to stiffen, make sure your quads and the glutes are stiff, the core is stiff, and you want only that part of the body to be moving the bands. And you'll know when it's happening because you'll be able to feel that muscle being activated. So another variation that I could do with this is to take the exercise ball and to put it on top of the vibration plate, so that way it raises my body off the ground, kind of thing, and allows space for the elbows to move in front of my body. But you have to be high enough and able to do this. So this is kind of the alternative, I guess, to that. If you wanted to isolate more, then I could take the step that's to my right. So on the left side of the screen, the green there. Now some explosives. Okay. Next up is rows. And so I'm just going to do a lying back version of this exercise, and that's where I'm going to take the black bands that I used for the first two back exercises, which was the pull-ups and the chin-ups. Alright, so just going to set this kind of like this. I think that's going to be where it's going to need to be. Lean back, and now row it like this here. So this is kind of like involving a little bit of a good morning as well. So it's going to strengthen your lower back as well. So you're getting a, you know, you could do this here. But gravity is also helping. So by doing it here, you can change the position and then have the gravity out of it, but the vibration still adds an element of activation. So it's a good alternative here. So here I'm squeezing the elbows behind my torso, holding it while holding the good morning position. So it's a good way to get the lower back as well. And then explode. I just need to adjust this left one here. Another explode. Again. 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 Hold it isometrically. Wow, breaking. Hitting fatigue. next up is supination preacher curls. And I'm going to switch to the red bands because yes, okay. Let's see how this works. I'm going to try. Do it this way. So for the supination, yes, preachers, basically I'm going to involve the exercise ball where I'm going to sit on it and then rest my feet onto the vibration plate and then put a towel on top of my knees and then execute preacher curls with supination. And the vibration is going to target both the forearms, the bicep, and as you're rowing it like this, so supinating. And this variation I find is very, very, very interesting, largely because of how it feels. And of course the AC is going to turn on. Yeah. There we go. I want that ball to kind of stay put. So, so with this here, sitting on the exercise ball, yep, the bands are is attached to about knee height, and I said I'm going to activate supination. There we go. So basically rolling it this way, but pulling on the I'm going to lower it one anchor point just because of the angle. Change my mind what I'm going to do here, because with my knees, yes, okay, that's a little bit better. I have a longer stretch on the bicep if it's lower. And I don't want to miss out on that. All right, so supination curls. Holding it here. Supinating the bicep with the tension. Explode. Supinate. So all of that vibration activation is hitting the bicep. Meanwhile, working the supination within every kind of range of movement, like throughout the entire bicep curl. Working that supination, having the vibration activate the short head, and I can feel it. And working explosives now. Explode. Explode. Explode again. Just the supination. while holding the bicep preacher curl. Curl it all the way up now. Oh, had to break. Just the tension on the bicep is just so strong. Whew. All right, once I feel some blood coming back into the bicep, I'm going to switch to pronation. So going this way now. Instead of this way, going counterclockwise on the right hand, counterclockwise and clockwise on the left. All right. Just gotta grab the bands, set it up here. Let's begin. Oh, what happened there? Wrong button. Okay. So this variation, the pronation, works more of the long head of the bicep. The brachialis kind of gets involved because of the rotation and the pronation. I can see my veins popping out. Oh, oh my goodness. Wow. All right. The last exercise for today is going to be pelicans. So this is where it comes from calisthenics. They call it pelican curls. So basically working the bicep from the stretched position, whereas with the preachers it's not necessarily a full stretch. So the idea is to take bands and press from this angle. So the elbows are behind and working the bicep from the stretched position. So let's begin this. So since I've worked the pronation and the supination already, so this is mimicking as if I'm doing an incline bicep curl. Some call this an incline. So if your bench is at a 45-degree angle, it's kind of like how it feels lifting weights, free weights. So I'm holding it isometrically here. Full stretch, flexing the tricep now. Holding it isometrically here. Wow. The biceps are fatigued. Failure. Gosh. Right. So 34 minutes. Getting it done. I'll just switch screens here and then back to this one here. So today's date stamp for this weight training session, resistance training session, should I say, or weight training if you want to call it that. So you see August 24th, 2026, 6:14 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Maximum heart rate I hit here is 117 for this. So, and lots of recovery moments here. So, say I'm doing pretty good. Now, before I forget, I should change this here. Yes. Unlock your with the best. Unlock your bioenergy with the best. So, this brings me to the last topic of the day, which I mentioned I would talk about Paulina Ember. And I'm bringing this post to your attention because I think it's worthy of it, and it kind of strengthens the fact what I've been doing for the last 359 episodes. And so let's have a look at what Paulina has to say. She writes today. I can only get it here. She says, "It's shocking to me. Some people view exercise as a luxury. 30% of adults worldwide don't get enough physical activity." 30%? I think it's more than that. Personally, I know a lot of people that don't exercise. And it's more than 30%. "I've been going to the gym," she writes, "since I was 15. Done extracurricular sports way before that, so exercise is simply part of my life. People often push it to Monday or I'll go tomorrow as if it's just another everyday activity." Is it the reason why I call it Move It Monday? She writes, "It's not. Exercise is a necessity. And if you can't afford the gym, I literally just ran a 5-kilometer run in the local park where there was also a public outdoor gym. And if you're unable to push your body, walking in nature just 10 to 30 minutes a day can reduce your risk of early death significantly. That's just 2,300 to 4,000 steps a day. British Heart Foundation." So she's from England. London, probably. British. "So health is not something you can put off until tomorrow. It's your priority." I agree. "Your family depends on your health. Your career is affected by your health. Your life is a result of your health. She says the WHO says people who are insufficiently active have a 20 to 30% higher risk of premature death compared to those who meet basic activity guidelines. They also said if you don't get this, you're also gonna be in trouble. So I don't know if I believe everything they say. Bill Bryson in The Body confirmed just 7 hours a day of being sedentary, sat in front of a screen, for example, can shorten your life by a third. And those guidelines aren't extreme. Just 150 minutes of exercise per week. Walking counts. That's 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Well, yours truly right here, this guy, 6 days a week. And you spend hours scrolling, hours watching Netflix, but somehow 30 minutes for your health feels negotiable. Health should be a priority, not something you neglect because you can't be bothered. One day you'll either make time for your health or you'll be forced to make time for your illness. If you love yourself, you will take care of yourself." So this is Paulina here. You can have a look. She's young, right? If there was one thing I would fix, is that what's in the ears. Don't use those things. Not good for you. Because it's too easy to keep them in for a long period of time. And those frequencies is bad. I'll tolerate this for half an hour, but those things in the ears, you can wear them all day. Not good. So Paulina, if you're listening, fix that. That's my advice to you. So she strengthens a few things. Either you make time for exercise or you're going to make time for your illness. It's true. So that's why I'm here to help motivate you 6 days a week, to show you what's necessary to unlock your bioenergy. And when you do it with the best, aka this, what I call the best, and when you combine it with the pieces of the puzzle that come together like this, such as the water, when I talk about the cleanest and most absorbable, is there any coincidence that I can hit 200 beats per minute as I just did today? There's no coincidence. And I'm still here. I should have passed out, but I'm here smiling because I like what I do. It's good. I'm making time for my health. Half an hour. Usually every day. Are you doing it? Now, you know, they say exercise is the fountain of youth. Well, it's only part of the youth. Only part. It's only one piece. You need to have the multiple pieces. So, a few weeks ago I talked about, nails. Signs. How long are your nails growing? Okay, you can kind of see them now. You see how long my nails are? Okay? This is 3 weeks. I cut them super short. 3 weeks. They grow about 1 millimeter every... Yeah, okay. And here's my thumb. Let's see if you can see my thumbs. They grow about 1 millimeter every 7 days. And the faster your nails grow, it's a sign of cellular strength. Means you're aging slower. Okay? Do you think I'm aging slower when I'm hitting 200? Because they say your maximum heart rate is 220 less your age. And with 26 days left until my 50th birthday, my maximum heart rate should be technically 171. But that ain't the case, because it went up and it came back down, then it went up and it came back down, then it went up today. Just saying. Am I proving it to you? When you unlock your bioenergy with the best, what happens? Can you experience the benefits? As you see on the screen? This morning, after I woke up, I play this puzzle game on LinkedIn. It's called Zip, to test how sharp I am. And today's score, I hit 13 seconds to finish this puzzle. And that's just another benefit of mental clarity and focus, or another example that I'm doing regularly to test myself, to see how sharp I am when I first wake up. Am I coherent? Am I ready? How well do I sleep? I sleep like a baby. Just saying. And when I sleep, I wear this guy, which taps my body on the shoulder like this. It says, "Hey Gordon, don't forget to create that glutathione tripeptide. That's also known as the master antioxidant. But in order for your body to do these tripeptides, you need the 3 amigos. So you see on the screen there, for GHK, you need glycine, histidine, and lysine. For AHK, which is the X49, which is this one, you need to have alanine, histidine, and lysine. And for glutathione, you need glutamic acid, cysteine, and glycine. And when copper is floating around, then it combines with the GHK and the AHK, and that's when magic starts to happen inside the body. It's therapeutic. Does it affect my nail growth? Hear the clicks? I'm just saying, my nails are strong as the cells are in my body, and my body's ability to push the limits, both cardiovascularly and also, you know, muscle wise. So you can see the pinch test, right? You see the skin? So does this help with insulin regulation or insulin sensitivity? I'm just asking the question. I think it does. So if you have problems with insulin, so only a few things you need. It's all chemistry, but you need the spark to light the fire, to make the fire burn hotter in the body. And when you get that spark, that's when fireworks start to happen. Just saying. So, that's it for today. Tune in tomorrow for Tacky Tuesday. I'll be doing push exercises, and I'll be doing dips again because I for some reason I was thinking elbow smashes and I wrote dips instead. And but that's okay. So I did one extra exercise or movement today, but that's all good. So tomorrow will be chest and triceps. First I got to give the biceps a chance to recover. So always make sure to eat well, get your amigos, drink the cleanest and most absorbable water that you can, get your mineralized salt to make sure that you're getting those 3 versions of magnesium into your body, and when they're floating around it acts as a vacuum to make sure that the water is being absorbed, and when the water is the cleanest and most absorbable version of it, it gets really absorbed, and you can reap the benefits. And the best measurement is when you get up in the morning, you know if you are recovered or not. There's no sensor that can tell you this. None. No sleep sensor, no heart rate sensor, no aura, no Whoop. You don't need any of those things. If anything, you just need a basic heart rate sensor. Chest wrap, or this one here is an old Scotia Rhythm Plus. It does the job absolutely fine. Don't need an Apple Watch, because that's just beaming frequencies into your circadian rhythm, and you don't want that. So my advice is not to wear an Apple Watch. You don't need it. So spend your money elsewhere, and this I think is worth your money, because I don't like paying for things that don't work, and neither should you. So try it risk-free. And remember, Amazon and I just say Walmart are not authorized distributors. You must get it directly from the horse's mouth, and that's there. And so when you scan that QR code or click on the links in the description, you'll see the Unlock Your Bioenergy logo on the screen under lifewave.com/my first and last name, Gordon Tomazic, GORDON TOMAZIC. And that's enough for today. So tomorrow's 25 days. Let's have a party. And my wish for my birthday is 50 people pull the trigger, because it's going to help you, not just me. So, bye for now. Have a good night.